You know what messes me up? It's when an artist decides they aren't just making a playlist. They aren't just dropping a collection of vibes, but they are literally building a curriculum. I was looking at the notes from your sit down with Shy Genesis, and I had to pause. I had to put my phone down and just stare at the wall for a second.
It's a lot to process. The man is not playing fair. You expect a mixtape, right? You expect some bars, maybe a little storytelling. Shy sits down and tells me, no, this is a research paper. He is treating his life, his graduation, his messiest emotions like a high-level academic study, and he's citing his sources.
That is wild to me. We are talking about the Graduate Mixtape, Volume 1, and from what you're telling me, this isn't just I graduated, let's party. This is I graduated and now I have to examine the data of my entire existence. But before we even get to the concept, because I know we need to unpack this whole city as a woman thing, I need to understand the man. Who is Shy Genesis when the beat isn't playing? Because you got to really chop it up with him.
I did, and that's the first thing that hits you. The contrast. You hear graduate mixtape, you hear research paper, and you think he's going to be this stiff, buttoned-up type. Not at all. Shy is country. And I don't mean country like he listens to a little folk music. I mean he is from Kinder, Louisiana. He grew up out there in the sticks with his dad. He has that soil in his spirit.
Kinder. Okay, so he's really outside. That is not the city. That is peace and quiet and crickets.
Exactly. He's got that grounded, humble, yes ma'am, no sir energy. But here is the flip side, and this is where the research paper theme starts to make sense. The man is disciplined. He graduated community college last December. Big shout out to him for crossing that stage, but he didn't stop. He told me he's right back in the books. He is currently enrolled at Sowella Technical Community College in Lake Charles.
Okay, Shy, we love an educated king. What is he studying? Please tell me it's something intense.
Criminal justice. He is literally studying the law, cause and effect, crime and punishment. And when you look at how he structured this trilogy, you can see that major bleeding into the art. He's investigating himself. He's looking at his own heart like it's a crime scene, or at least a case study.
That makes the title, The Graduate, hit so much harder. It's literal, but it's also spiritual. He's in that weird limbo phase. You finish school, you have the degree, you're technically an adult, but you still feel like a kid in some ways. And you're trying to figure out if the life you have is the life you want. But let's get into the geography of this, because anyone from that region knows the temptation of the I-10 West.
Listen, if you are in Lake Charles, Houston is the siren song. It is the promised land. It's only a 2-hour drive. Shy and I were laughing about this because it's such a specific cultural thing down there. You want a change of scenery? You don't get on a plane. You get in the whip, you hit the gas, and 2 hours later, you're in a different universe.
It's the upgrade. Lake Charles is home, but Houston is the flex. Did he talk about what he actually does when he goes out there? Because everyone has their Houston ritual.
Oh, he broke it down, and I was weak. I was crying, laughing, because it was so relatable. You think a rapper going to Houston is hitting the clubs, popping bottles, doing the most? No! Shy told me, me and my girl, we go stay in Katy.
Katy, not the suburbs. He's staying by the outlet mall?
Right next to Katy Mills Mall. He said, I go to the Nike outlet, I see what's dropped, I grab a couple of new pairs of shoes. He's a sneakerhead, so he has to get fresh. But then, and this is the part that killed me, he said they go right down the street to H-Mart.
To the grocery store?
To the food court. He's trying to get that authentic Korean corn dog. He's trying to get the bibimbap. He said he just soaks up the energy. It's the food. It's the scale of the city. It's the fact that everything is bigger. That 2-hour drive shifts his entire mindset. And that's really the seed of this whole project.
I love that he's doing regular life stuff, buying Nikes at the outlet and eating kimchi. That makes the story feel real. It's not some fantasy rap life. It's attainable. But let's pivot to the concept, because this is where Shy gets slippery. He's taking that love for the city and turning it into a person.
Right. This connects back to his previous work, H-Town Affair. He told me, in this story, Houston isn't a place. She is a woman. And Lake Charles, she is a woman too. And Shy is caught in the middle.
Ooh, the drama. Okay, paint the picture for me. Who is Lake Charles as a woman? What's her vibe?
Lake Charles is loyalty. She's comfort. She's the girl next door who knows everything about you. She knows where you came from, she knows your dad, she knows your struggle. She represents his roots. Being with her is safe, it's easy, it's home.
And then
Enter Houston.
enter Houston. And Houston is different. Shai said when he sees Houston, she looks like someone he just leveled up. She's ambitious, she's polished, she's bad. He mentioned being a huge fan of Megan Thee Stallion and Beyoncé, and you can tell that's the energy he's channeling for this character. She has that H-Town confidence. She walks into the room and demands attention.
So she's a hot girl. She's the stallion energy.
100%. She represents everything he could be. She represents the future, the ambition, the new adulthood. And in Volume 1, Shai has just graduated. He's stepping out of the school bubble. He sees her, and suddenly Lake Charles starts looking a little...
Man, that is messy. I love it. It's the classic small town hero meets big city dreams, but personified as a love triangle. And he's framing this whole thing as Volume 1 of a research paper.
Yeah, so if you look at the structure, Volume 1 is the introduction and background. He's identifying the variables. The variables are desire, ambition, familiarity, and temptation. He told me that every song on this tape acts like a piece of evidence. He's documenting the initial encounter.
So we aren't at the breakup yet. We aren't at the disaster. We are at the spark.
We are at the curiosity, that moment where curiosity turns into temptation. He's collecting the data. He's noticing how Houston makes him feel different than Lake Charles does. He said he wants a listener to feel that specific tension of late-night conversations, the city lights hitting the dashboard, the road trips back and forth. It's that feeling of living a double life in your head.
That is such a specific feeling. You know, when you're physically in one place, but your mind is 2 hours away down I-10? And since the music hasn't dropped yet, we can only imagine the sonic landscape. But based on what he told you, what should we be ready for? Is this going to be hype? Is it going to be soulful?
He wants it to feel atmospheric. Think about the humidity of a Louisiana night mixed with the neon of a Texas highway. It's going to be lush. It's going to have that flyboy aesthetic. Because remember, he's fresh out of graduation. He's got his new Nikes. He's feeling himself. But underneath that, there's this undercurrent of guilt. The tension between holding on to where you're from and chasing where you're going. He's trying to capture the emotional cost of ambition.
The emotional cost. That's the criminal justice major coming out again. He's weighing the evidence. It sounds like he's building a case against himself, honestly.
He really is, and that's what makes this trilogy concept so dope. He told me, look, Volume 1 is the introduction. We are just laying the foundation. But I asked him, Shai, what happens next? What's Volume 2?
Don't leave me hanging. What is Volume 2?
Volume 2 is the analysis and methodology. That's when the peer review starts. That's when the consequences hit. Volume 1 is the crush, the excitement, the, ooh, she looks good. Volume 2 is when the road trips stop being fun little escapes and start becoming an addiction. He said we should expect the music to get more intense, a little darker maybe. We're going to see the risks he's taking start to blow up in his face.
So Volume 1 is the honeymoon phase with the city.
Exactly. It's the courting phase. He's wooing Houston, and Houston is wooing him back. Lake Charles is still there, waiting at home, comfortable and loyal, but he's checking his phone to see if Houston texted. That's the energy.
It's the audacity for me. Shai is really out here snitching on his own soul, but it's relatable. We've all had that moment where we outgrow our environment and we feel guilty about it. It feels like you're cheating on your past self.
That's the bar, cheating on your past self. That is exactly what Shai Genesis is exploring. He's just doing it with a beat and a research grant. And I have to say, seeing a young brother from Kinder studying at Sowella, taking his artistry this seriously, it's inspiring. He's not just throwing songs at the wall, he's world building.
And doing it with style. I can just picture him and his girl at the Katie Mills Mall right now planning the next chapter of this saga over some Korean fried chicken. It's the duality. You can be country, you can be academic, you can be a sneakerhead, and you can be a storyteller all at once.
That's Shai. He's all of that. And Volume 1 is just the beginning. The foundation has been laid, the questions are on the table, and the emotional data is being collected. We just have to wait and see what the results are.
I am ready for the report. I have my red pen ready. I want to see if the hypothesis holds up. So, for everyone listening, keep your ear to the ground for Shy Genesis and the Graduate Mixtape Volume 1. It sounds like we are in for a journey that is going to make us all look at our own choices a little differently. If you know anyone who is stuck between their roots and their wings, send this episode to them right now. They need to hear this.